Today we go to Perth in Western Australia and take a look at the local fashion industry. Ray Costarella started designing clothes 20 years ago. Now his fashions are worn by some very famous people. Let's have a look.
Fashion, a surreal, ever-changing other world of glamorous models bearing little or no resemblance to the average woman, wearing everything from the beautiful to the impractical to the outrageous. It's a big name, big budget business, and having creations displayed on the catwalks of the world is a dream to most designers. Only a few designers reach that summit, and Perth fashion designer Ray Costarella is one of them.
I seem to recall that we had 3 in the front.
His studio in Mount Lawley is a long way from Paris or Milan, but it's here where Ray Costarella's fashion journey began.
Okay, what I'll do is I'll just get you to slip into the dress.
At just 19 years of age, he plucked up the courage to show his fledgling collection to the owner of a funky Perth clothing store called Cream Soda.
And they loved what I was doing, and within 6 months, 70% of the product in the store was mine, and it was selling really well.
It wasn't long before Ray bought into the Cream Soda business, and after a year took over full ownership.
I didn't have any real plans. I didn't know where it was going to head. I didn't have any training in the industry. I was purely self-taught.
Within 12 months, the Ray Costarella label was being sold in 50 stores around Australia and had agents in every capital city. Former model and now head of Vivian's modelling agency in Perth, Chris Fox, has worked with Costarella for almost 10 years.
It was always prestigious, and just to wear one of his garments in a show. It was always the finale garment, so it was always the most beautiful gowns, and he was just one step ahead of everyone.
I took a year off and really didn't know if I wanted to be a part of the fashion industry again. It gave me time to reflect and really think about what I wanted to do and what was really important to me, and ultimately it was being creative that was the thing that I was most passionate about.
In 2000, Ray Costarella relaunched himself as Aurelio Costarella, Aurelio being his real name. It was Australian Mercedes Fashion Week, and the revitalised Ray Costarella was a huge success.
It was quite an emotional experience. I remember at the end of the show just barely being able to walk down the runway without bursting into tears.
Most WA designers move either to Sydney or Melbourne, but reaching for the stars from anywhere outside of Perth was never a consideration for Ray.
I was determined that I could make Perth my base and still do what I wanted to do without actually having to get up and move. In retrospect, I'm really glad that I've done that.
He's definitely put us on the map, and the respect value, I think, on a national basis is huge for him, and he hasn't had to leave Perth, which is pretty amazing.
These days, Ray's selling clothes around the world. He's launched another label aimed at the younger market, and next month he's launching a couture collection. In June, Aurelio Costarella, the man, turned 40. And if life only begins in that milestone year, the fashion conscious have a lot to look forward to.
Let's begin by looking at some of the fashion words we heard in today's story. A fashion designer is someone who thinks up ideas for new clothes. Here's how the reporter describes fashion.
Fashion, a surreal, ever-changing other world of glamorous models bearing little or no resemblance to the average woman, wearing everything from the beautiful to the impractical to the outrageous.
A surreal and ever-changing world of glamorous models. Surreal means strange and not like reality. Ever-changing means always changing. Fashion is a strange, always changing other world. The term other world refers to a different or ideal world. It's a strange, different world with glamorous models. Models are people who wear designers' clothes so that they can be photographed or shown to people who might buy them. So these models are glamorous, they're attractive and exciting. How else does the reporter describe the models?
Fashion, a surreal, ever-changing other world of glamorous models bearing little or no resemblance to the average woman, wearing everything from the beautiful to the impractical to the outrageous.
The models bear little resemblance to the average woman. The word resemblance means similarity in appearance. To bear resemblance to something means to look similar to it. These models bear little or no resemblance to the average woman. That means they don't look like average women at all. There's one more part of this description. Let's hear it.
Fashion, a surreal, ever-changing other world of glamorous models bearing little or no resemblance to the average woman, wearing everything from the beautiful to the impractical to the outrageous.
The models are wearing everything from the beautiful to the impractical to the outrageous. Impractical means not practical. The clothes the models wear are not useful or good for using every day. Some of them are outrageous. Outrageous means shocking and strange. So the clothes can be beautiful, but they can also be outrageous and impractical, not clothes that people are likely to wear every day. What else do we know about these clothes?
And having creations displayed on the catwalks of the world is a dream to most designers.
Having creations displayed on the catwalks of the world is a dream. A creation is a thing that's been created or made. In this case, the creations are the clothes. And a catwalk is a long, narrow stage that models walk down. Seeing the clothes they've designed being modelled on catwalks around the world is a dream to many fashion designers. For Ray Costarella, it's a dream that came true. Now let's hear from a woman who used to model Ray's clothes.
It was always the finale garment, so it was always the most beautiful gowns.
She says Ray's clothing was always the finale garment. The finale is the last part of a show or performance. It's often the most exciting part. Ray's clothes were always the last to come out at a fashion show because they were so beautiful. It was always the finale garment, the most beautiful gown. A garment is a piece of clothing and a gown is a dress. We might also talk about an outfit, which is a set of clothing. We've heard a few words to describe clothing today. Apart from outfit or garment, we could also refer to clothing as apparel or attire. And some slang words are duds or glad rags.